Aloha and welcome to the Spring 2024 edition of UHMTV, a TV magazine show written, hosted, and produced by College of Social Sciences students at the University of Hawaiʻi at Mānoa. I'm Erin Fujitani.
And I'm Ethan Young. Mahalo for joining us from the College of Social Sciences Digital Studios. Coming up in this episode, we'll take you to the Big Island, where young farmers are learning how to turn their crops into cash.
And visit a sanctuary where cuddling with cows is helping people find peace of mind.
And see how UH researchers are helping to protect and restore Native Hawaiian insects.
And talk story with proud UH alum David Lassner about his final term as president. Stay with us for UHMTV. A local nonprofit dedicated to growing future farmers is taking agriculture to a whole new level on the Big Island.
High school students are not only planting their own produce, but they're also learning how to start a business that grows the green in more ways than one.
If I wasn't in the program, I would not be standing in front of you right now. I wouldn't be the person I am now. I'm a little bit more outgoing. I'm more quicker to jump to responsibilities and to tasks and to lead.
I see it as like divine intervention because, now I found something I'm passionate about versus before I had no passion. I was just sitting at home all day and playing video games, but now I'm outside growing food.
On the island of Hawaii was started as an after-school mentorship program known only to Kahala Middle and High School, has transformed into an entrepreneurship program called Uluho 2.
So our mission, Kahua Pa'amua, is to teach young people and also family to raise their own food, and we call it the backyard revolution, and how they can know what they're eating because they're growing it and to sustain their families.
Being in FFA, we learned a lot about leadership quality. I kind of took that in heart, so I became very involved with Future Farmers of America.
So FFA is a nationally recognized organization that mainly focuses on leadership qualities through an agricultural standpoint.
I've always had a passion for this kind of work. I've been doing this kind of stuff like my whole life, just being hands-on with like the INA. And so I just feel like that's great to share with my school and my community, and just now my school garden has many plans for more to come.
Uluho 2's cause has reached the other side of the island in Hilo. For this program allows students to earn class credits and learn about the business and agricultural side of farming, all while being able to put some money in their pockets. But for these passionate farmers,
But it's not about the money. Whatever money we get goes back into harvesting. Last year on Oahu, we lobbied for the GIA bill, the Grants and Aid, and that gave schools $500 to start up a small like little business. But the requirement was you have to give back to the community somehow. We sell our luau leaves cheaply to the community versus like Foodland or something that'd be charging a lot for their taro leaf.
they also learn about the importance of self-sufficiency.
Mainly like what our teacher told us, that I think 90 or 93% of the food is all imported. So if that does stop, all the schools would know how to grow and say like livestock and stuff. I guess it would get us to know more independence.
With Kea'a High School's cafeteria just a football field length away from their farm, students are still having trouble getting their produce into the lunchrooms. While the students are getting some organic food, majority of it remains
Poverty food, high in starch. Yeah, imported stuff. So there's a big push for, farm to cafeteria. Sure, I'd like to be part of it.
today. Fortes and his team are working on building certified kitchens to process the food they grow and get it into the school cafeteria.
As far as the facility, one of the hiccups was that a certified kitchen, and we're making progress where one of our nonprofit has got some grants to develop a certified kitchen. Get us the funding to get us certified. We need outside sources, and that's where folks like Uncle David come in. They're active in the legislature, and they're bringing us those funds to make it happen.
While there is still much work to be done before Kahala is truly self-sufficient again, Fortes remains eager as ever to reach his goal.
It's exciting for me to see our students and their kids still trying to learn about agriculture. Agriculture is so important. Without water, without food, we cannot survive. What is a culture without agriculture?
For more information on Fortes and Uluho 2, visit kahuapa'amua.org. For UHMTV, I'm Ethan Young. UH researchers are working tirelessly to preserve and protect Hawaii's native species, many of which are rare endemic insects.
Let's take a look under the microscope to see how you can be part of restoring our island's ecosystem. The Kamehameha butterfly is the state insect of Hawaii and can be found nowhere else in the world. These beautiful creatures have been capturing the attention of Hawaii researchers for over a decade.
So we started a project called the Pulelehua Project, and so that was focused on the Kamehameha butterfly, and for that species it's more about trying to preserve existing habitats and prevent it from declining further.
Hawaii's insects may be small, but they are a huge part of our native ecosystem food chains. Researchers have recently buzzed their focus from the state butterfly to these damsels in distress.
Damselflies are similar to dragonflies, but they're a lot smaller. Non-native fish are the biggest threat to these species because the fish prey on the immature stage of the damselfly, and so that's what's ultimately caused them to become endangered.
Researchers are also taking a closer look at what some might consider household pests.
This project is specifically looking at two species of Hawaiian Drosophila or Hawaiian picture wing flies that are endangered, which is pretty much the fruit fly that we all see flying around our kitchens.
Scientists say these native insects and native plants are meant to live in harmony and cannot survive without one another.
One of the big things about these flies is that they are reliant on native plants in order to lay eggs. And so if you don't have the native plants that they need in order to lay eggs, the flies die out too.
DLNR and the Honolulu Zoo are doing their part to protect and preserve our native species. But here's how you can do your part from home. Advocate and speak out about native projects and environmental issues. Join the volunteer efforts with one of the many organizations involved. Or get your hands dirty and outplant some of these native flora. For more information, visit the DLNR Hawaii Invertebrate Project website. For UHMTV, I'm Erin Fujitani. Aw, look at the butterfly! In 2023, Governor Josh Green promised to open kauhales, or small villages across the Hawaiian Islands.
Let's take a look at how one Middle Street resident has turned this village into a home. Mackenzie Olivo reports.
It's not always easy being homeless. People try to turn their back on the homeless because they do things they're not supposed to, you know what I mean? And it's just the way the life works, you know what I mean? It's nothing new.
It's nothing new, says Albert De Lama, one of the 19 residents on this new Middle Street Kahale.
The whole purpose of Kahale is community, is funding something that's eventually going to be self-sustaining, that's going to be more long-term, and have people take kuleana for themselves and for the space they're in, and for each other.
Kahale in Olelo, Hawaii, means a group of houses comprising of a Hawaiian home. The concept is one of community, a community that has become a place for these former Sand Island houseless to call a true home.
To me, this place is it's like it saved me, you know, it's like a savior because you need to be around people that, you know, we can have a conversation or we get along with. I'm happy to be here.
This Kahale is one of 3 on island. 19 reside on Middle Street. Another in Kaneohe houses 32. The last in Kalihi occupying 12 to 16 beds as a sober living space. The journey towards houselessness is really a loss of community, but sometimes it's community that can bring them back.
Well, it was quite a journey because I was staying at Sand Island, you know, I have my tent over there, and then I had a stroke. I ended up at the hospital, the care home, and from the care home, this lady right here came down and visited me and basically gave me a second chance in life because I'm thinking somebody care, you know.
This lady is Vanessa Hatchick, State Office of Homelessness and Houseless Solutions Assistant, whose friendship changed both Albert's life and hers.
Short of my own parents, but I don't know anybody who's loved me the way he does. But it is really familial. It makes me cry a lot, really, because I can't believe that somebody who's so amazing and has showed me so much kindness has had it so difficult their whole life. And he calls me a saving grace and his guardian angel and all these other things that make me really cry because I think I just showed him kindness and friendship. I wish he had had that from more often throughout his life.
I'm used to hard life, but I'm just so used to not having really care about me like this young girl, you know.
Everybody is so much closer to homelessness than we think, especially in this economy. You should treat people with kindness. You don't know their story. Don't generalize based on if they're living inside or outside, because I know really amazing human beings that fell on hard times.
For UHMTV, I am Mackenzie Olivo.
People travel far and wide to visit Hawaii and our beautiful beaches. But with so much foot traffic, locals worry about the state of our environment.
Our very own CJ Pakela reports on how different organizations maintain the beauty of trashless beaches and strive towards a higher message.
Kaneohe Bay is the largest sheltered body of water in the main Hawaiian Islands. It is a beautiful reef-dominated sanctuary on the northeast coast of Oahu that provides both scenic and recreational features. Unfortunately, this exquisite reef is being killed by tires that don't belong in the water. Although the reason for these tires resting in the bay isn't clear, it is believed that many of them come from boaters. They attach the tires to their docks to be used as fendering, and over time they fall off and collect in the bay. Over the past 24 years, roughly 18 tons of tires have been found in Kaneohe Bay. This is where the Ocean Defenders Alliance comes in with a semi-annual cleanup.
We started doing ocean cleanups in the year 2000, and then I was invited to come over to Hawaii to give a talk at the U of H at their law school, and then it just snowballed from there. They wanted to start a dive club here that was removing this stuff. We have chapters on the Big Island, we're on Oahu here, and we also have a chapter on Maui.
At the cleanups, scuba divers hop into water and locate the tires and send them to the surface. The snorkelers then drag the tires to the harbor where the volunteers pull them out and spray them down.
Not only is the Ocean Defenders Alliance creating a positive, lasting impact on Hawaii's bays, but also providing a rewarding experience for everyone involved.
Overall, it was a great experience. I love it. I hope to do it again.
After all the tires are collected, they're loaded into a truck and taken to the landfill.
We're always looking for volunteers. We do these cleanups about 3 or 4 times a year, but we also have opportunities to do boat dive cleanups once a month. And anybody can come out with us. It's a great opportunity to get to see what's going on down there. It's a blast.
If you're interested in donating or attending a cleanup to help Kaneohe become a cleaned up area, visit oceandefenders.org. For UHMTV, I'm CJ Pakela.
When we come back, a special sit-down chat with distinguished UH alum, President David Lassner.
Stay with us on UHMTV. Welcome back to UHMTV. From a computer specialist to president of the 10-campus UH system, David Lassner has successfully climbed to the top of the chain of command, and he's now set to retire at the end of 2024.
Shelby Matos got the scoop on all his experiences, hardships, and successes over the past decade.
After 46 years of dedicated service at the University of Hawaii, President David Lassner will be retiring this year.
We were fortunate to talk story with him when he first got the job back in 2014, and we're happy to welcome him back to our digital studios for his UHMTV exit interview. Welcome to the studios.
Oh, mahalo. It's great to be here, and this is quite a nice upgrade from 2014.
Yeah, definitely. And you are so close to the finish line. How does it feel?
You know, it's a mix of all the things I want to finish, so I'm actually in some ways more intense because I don't want to leave things undone for the next person, but I'm also really looking forward to the things I'll be able to do after I'm no longer holding this responsibility.
What is some of the changes that you've seen at the university?
When I came here, we were working on big mainframes with computer terminals, some smart ones and some dumb ones. So I got to be part of rolling personal computers out throughout the university. Then the internet came along, and I was really involved in connecting the internet throughout the University of Hawaii, throughout the state of Hawaii, and keeping Hawaii connected to both the United States and the Asia Pacific region.
You've had a lot of projects. What is something that you think is a personal achievement or accomplishment of yours?
I mean, there's lots of them, but I think the way we embrace the internet and technology, rolling out statewide distance learning programs beginning in the 1990s. Our STAR system, run by Gary Rodwell, has won national awards, and creating the organization called Information Technology Services. That didn't even exist until I was asked to build that thing from scratch. So that's just some of the things I'm really proud of. Yeah.
Is there anything that you would have done differently?
I'm sure there are things that I would have done differently if I had known then what I know now, but no regrets. I mean, I feel really good about all of the accomplishments as president, and the condition the university was in when I started and the way it is now. There's really no comparison in many, many ways.
What were some of the conditions when you first started as president?
Oh, we were financially pretty fragile. Our regard in the community was really a challenge. We were, we were in the newspaper almost every day. I didn't like opening the newspaper because if there was a story about UH, it was bad news. And so right now it looks better. We're financially healthy. We've kept tuition affordable for students, among the best in the country at that. Students are graduating faster. Student transfers from community colleges to our universities are up. Our philanthropy is up. For the last 2 years, over $500 million in other people's money invested in us. Altogether, between extramural and philanthropy, that's $600 million that we're entrusted with from other people to do good works that advance Hawaii and humanity. That's just remarkable.
Yeah, and you talk a lot about the accomplishments through your time here. What are some challenges or struggles that you had towards those time getting here?
I mean, it's no secret. I've had a difficult relationship with, in particular, 3 state senators who called for me to step down last year, and that situation really hasn't gotten any better. That's probably, among the things I'm saddest about. And it does, impact the university as a whole.
What is one of your fondest memories here at UH?
Commencement. And when I see the students walk across the stage and their joy, that's my favorite time of year. I think getting to sail on the Hokulea as a representative of the educational community. So lots of just wonderful moments. But I think as president especially, I'm really proud of the team that we've developed and the way the entire leadership of the UH system works together to serve our students, to help our faculty, and to advance the people of Hawaii across all of the islands has really been something I'll treasure forever.
And what is one of your hopes for the future of the university?
I hope we can do a better job of preparing Hawaii residents for all of the high quality jobs that exist in Hawaii. That's going to be the key to educating Hawaii people for good jobs so they can stay here at home with their families.
Yeah. What are your plans for retirement?
I'd like to hike more, maybe go back to hula. I'll hang out here and I'll help with projects, and if people want my assistance, they'll know where to find me.
We wish you well in your retirement, and thank you so much for joining us on UHMTV.
Mahalo, Shelby.
Mahalo.
Stress impacts more than 1/3 of the population worldwide, and here in Hawaii, there are a number of ways to decompress.
Lily Hurd takes us on a trip to the island of Hawaii, where the Krishna Cow Sanctuary invites you to cuddle with cows while caring about your mental health.
Tucked away on the road to Akaka Falls is a small cow sanctuary dedicated to protecting cows and providing mental health to those who need it.
I love cows. They've always been my favorite animal. But we have a ranch at home and they always run away from us when we try to hug them or pet them. But here, these cows are really nice.
Thousands of visitors all over the world come here to experience a unique opportunity to cuddle with cows.
When they come here, I say it's like meeting your long-lost mom you didn't know you had. You get a hug from mom and you go, and some people cry when they come here, literally cry when the cow hugs them.
Studies have shown that animals have been found to lower feelings of anxiety and irritability in college students.
And most of the research has been done on dogs, some cats, but with cows, I think any animal is so inviting. Petting them has shown that it releases those positive hormones in our bodies, whether it's the oxytocin that gets released.
Cow therapy has been known to help with even the most challenging diagnoses.
And being around the cows, they're so grounding. I actually have natural focus. I'm able to just be more present.
Cow cuddling offers more than just comfort. It provides visitors opportunities to learn about food security and sustainability.
4,000 to 5,000 people die every day from starvation and malnutrition, and the majority of them are children. To me, that is, why are we doing anything else? We need to figure out how we're going to sustainably feed people. And but think globally, act locally. So, okay, I can't help them in faraway continent. What can I do here to promote?
Part of Narayan's mission is to save hundreds of cows from being slaughtered for food while lowering the cost of growing produce on the Big Island.
As soon as you have a cow, you're food sovereign now, because that cow will make enough manure for you to grow enough food for your family.
Besides feeding communities, the sanctuary also offers a safe space for spiritual growth.
The sacredness of the cows, when I first heard about it, I'll admit, skeptical. I thought maybe they're just, some cultures praise different animals, eagles, dolphins, sharks. Maybe the cow is just their thing. But all food needs fertilizer, and the cows make the most and the best. It's simple. It's logical. So it's not this religious sentiment, oh, cows are sacred. It's like, no, cows are, if anyone's sacred, it's definitely cows.
So, if you're ever on the road to Akaka Falls, stop in at the Krishna Cow Sanctuary and find your peace of mind. For UHMTV, I'm Lily Hurd.
About 6% of the Manoa campus is made up of international students who sometimes miss the taste of home.
As Gabriela Cervantes reports, Hawaii offers a melting pot of cultural cuisine, including this popular food truck on Oahu's North Shore.
If you're craving authentic ethnic cuisine, check out this food truck called Un Pedacito de Mi Tierra, which means a piece of my land. Sonia and her husband have embarked on a journey to Hawaii from Santa Ana, El Salvador, where they have brought Salvadoran culture through the beloved pupusas, El Salvador's national treasure. These are thick corn tortillas that can be stuffed with various fillings, including various meats, refried beans, cheese, and even squash flowers. Among challenges like language barriers, from procuring supplies for their food truck to setting up a bank account, they've persevered. Yet, through it all, the true hallmark of this food truck is the joy it spreads among visitors, especially Salvadorans.
Uy, yo me siento bien cuando la gente dice, pupusa, dice, nunca pensamos que encontraríamos pupusas aquí en Hawái. Y la gente muy feliz, muy contenta.
Food has a remarkable knack for bringing diverse cultures together. And pupusas are no exception to this delightful rule.
Muy bien, yo estaba muy contento cuando llegué. I was like, pupusas, pupusas. Pero que he introducido a mi familia a comer pupusas, pero que todavía están aprendiendo.
This is how pupusas are made. Add corn flour and salt to a large mixing bowl, then add some warm water. Mix the dough with your hands until you get the consistency of a soft Play-Doh. Scoop the dough into a small bowl-sized portion and use the palms of your hands to pat the dough into a disc. And you're ready to add any ingredient that you'd like. Place the pupusa on a hot skillet and cook until golden. Within this food truck, one finds not just delicious fare, but also a testament to the power of perseverance and the realization of dreams. After indulging in pupusas, chances are you'll be dancing with pure joy and contentment. For UHMTV, this is Gabriela Cervantes.
During this graduation season, we want to acknowledge all the graduates from the class of 2024, many of whom have actually helped produce this show. Congratulations from the UHMTV Ohana.
And as you know, lei are an important part of graduation. All types of lei can be seen during the spring season, but not many know what it really takes to make these floral creations. Hiilave Neves has a story.
Graduation season is here, and in Hawaii, you can always tell who's a recent graduate by the lei on their shoulders. Lei is an essential part of grad season in the islands, but in Hawaiian culture, it is more than a floral accessory.
Lei traditionally was also used for ho'okupu, which was for offering.
As lei is no longer exclusive to the gods and high chiefs, some people like Nunez practice lei making as a makana, or gift to their loved ones. And others take their craft to another level to provide for a larger community.
I recently started my lei business back in January, and I've been making leis and lei po'os and trying to master my creation. And I believe that my love language now is lei making and lei giving.
Lei po'o, lei kala, lei a'i, and lei hulu. These are just some of the beautiful lei these artists create for people. Although they make lei for different reasons, they both can agree that graduation season has them
pretty booked and packed for my finals week.
Lei orders, they tend to come in the second half of the spring semester. And there's a lot of junior and senior prom, there's a lot of graduation.
It's gonna be great, but I'm pretty scared at the same time.
And the art of lei making holds a deeper meaning for these creators.
Whenever I make leis, personally, I pray because I'm very religious and spiritual. And so I make sure that, okay, whoever this is going to feels the way that I feel when I'm making it.
My favorite thing about making lei is just having the opportunity to be with the aina, to take the mo'olelo, the stories of these places that I occupy, and put it into a lei for somebody to wear or to be ho'okupu.
Manoska and Nunez hope people can understand just a little bit more about the art of lei making.
It's more than a commodity in Chinatown, and when it comes to lei making, it's a cultural practice. It's the lives of some people.
We put our time, blood, and effort into all of these leis because we love what we do.
So this season, if you receive or give a lei, make sure to thank the artist behind it. And remember that every lei greeting comes with a hug and a kiss. For UHMTV, I'm Hi'ilave Neves.
Mahalo for watching. I'm Erin Fujitani.
And I'm Ethan Young. For more information, please visit our UHMTV YouTube channel. E malama pono and
Aloha.